Mizan, and I'm Malaysian. I just have one question. I would like to direct it to Dr. Tam. He mentioned that in the previous general election in Malaysia, the X factor for Pakatan Harapan's win was clearly the Mahathir effect and his unimpeachable Malay nationalist credentials. But I just would like to point out that Malaysia Kini ran an editorial and they basically debunked that whole assertion because on the basis of all the other rural states and other state seats where PPBM, Mahathir's new Malay Nationalist Party, actually contested, they actually faced a crushing defeat. And places where they did win were more marginal seats. And in fact, only 30% of Malays actually did vote for the current government. So my question is, to what extent do you think the effect of other factors that affect the Malay electorate, like for example, religion and race, are these things things that can transcend Malaysia Baru, or is this things that we can actually move forward to in the same way that Singapore has, or is this something that will forever stay around in Malaysia and is something we can never escape? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I admit my knowledge of Malaysia, of course, is nowhere as good as Singapore's. I think my if Malaysia Kini ran the editorial, and I accept the findings, they're very good. And I think my broader point, though, is about protection of elite privilege. And the thing that, you notice historically, these patterns over the world, elites are very pragmatic. All they care about is that they stay in power. Whether that is true nationalism, whether it's true populism, right? As we've seen many elites nowadays around the world, they resort to populism. I'm on behalf of the common man. Whether it's embracing new values of progressivism or multi-ethnic ideals, their goal is to stay in power. And I think that's the broader point which I would continue to stress, that my worry is too much of business as usual, where elites cling on to power and eventually are able to continue to shape the new Malaysia or the new Singapore to their satisfaction, right? And as Wapiao says, what we need is, what people deserve is a state which looks after everyone and treats everyone with dignity and respect, and that is guaranteed. That needs to be guaranteed in a constitution, which itself needs to be protected and respected. So that is the basis for my fear, and that's what I'm kind of focusing on when I talk about this the elite protection of the status quo, right? How exactly it has been done in Malaysia, yeah, I accept. I don't know the details anywhere as well as people here, and I totally defer to expertise here. I think you asked about whether we can get past divisions of race and religion, and I mean, that is a very, very tough question. I do also, first of all, these are heavily entrenched in the political system for decades now, and will take a lot of work to unravel these issues, right? And these are very sensitive, difficult issues, because Malaysia, Singapore, we are very artificial creations. We are created by colonialism. Malaysia itself is arguably a neo-colonial creation to preserve the interests of an elite, right? The British and the commercial and political elite in Singapore and Malaysia. And so what, a lot of the race, how we think of race and religion coexist uneasily with this idea of a nation state, with this idea of a modern nation of Malaysia, with the very politicized ideas of race and religion that we have today, right? So we need time to unravel all of these things, but we don't necessarily need to overcome them. I think race, religion, these are, in their own way, can be very wonderful things which add wonderful diversity to how we live. It's more a question of the political manipulation of these things to advantage one group against another, and that is what I think we need to tackle.